This video is going to be on free response question 2017 number 3. This question involves analyzing and modifying a string. The following phrase class maintains a phrase as an instance variable and has methods that access and make changes to the phrase. You'll write 2 methods of the phrase class. So string instance data, here's a constructor, and then the first thing we're going to do is find the nth occurrence. The second thing we're going to do, find nth occurrence. It's not shown. In part A, we're going to replace the nth occurrence of a string. And we want to replace a certain position number, like what version of the string. Is it the first, the second, the third, the fourth, and what we're going to replace it with. And then in part B, we're going to be only looking for the last occurrence of the string. So sometimes it's easier to look at an example. So replace the nth occurrence, which will use the nth occurrence of the string str and replace it with the string repl. The nth occurrence does not exist. The current phrase remains unchanged. So here's your phrase, and they're looking for the first occurrence of at. And they're going to replace it with RANE. So that's why this becomes a C, and then the first occurrence of AT is right here. It gets replaced with rain, and then the rest of the string is the same. Now, the second one, it's looking for the sixth occurrence of AT. 1, 2, 3. Well, there isn't a sixth occurrence, so the phrase remains unchanged. In this next example, we're looking for the second occurrence of bat. Bat is not in our string, so the phrase remains unchanged, and so on. Like we'll look at one more. Here's the string AAAA. We're looking for the first occurrence of AA, which is right here, and that's going to get replaced with XX. Okay, so you're given a method that they want you to use, find nth occurrence, and you'll use that in part A. So the phrase class includes the method find nth occurrence, which then returns the nth occurrence of a given string. You must use find nth occurrence to receive full credit. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing I need to do is find the nth occurrence of the string. And we're going to store that in location. So this is just going to tell us where it is. Now, once we find that, we're going to say as long as the location is not equal to -1, we're going to go ahead and we're going to replace that in our string. So we want to keep the parts of our string up to location. So that's the first part of, I forgot to initialize this. So my answer is going to go I'm sorry. This should be current phrase. I see what I did. Okay. So we're changing current phrase. So we're going to say current phrase because that's our instance data. Everything up to LOC is going to be the same. So we're going to say current phrase from the beginning up into LOC. And we're going to then concatenate it with what we're replacing it with. And then what we need to do is we're going to need the rest of the string after we replaced. So we're going to get the rest of the string from the point of location plus however long this is. So that would be replace.length. And remember, when we use just a single number, it's going to go from that point all the way to the end of the string. Now for part B, write the phrase find last occurrence. Let me go turn my light back on. Hang on. my lights will go off if there's no movement in the classroom for 15 minutes. So I'll keep going now. Find last occurrence. This method finds and returns the index of the last occurrence of a given string in current phrase. If the given string is not found, -1 is returned. So this one's a little trickier because we're going to need to use a loop while we're looking for the last occurrence of a given string. So I'm going to go ahead and create a variable n. I'm going to call it n equals 1, and then I need a while loop. So now I'm going to refer to my nth occurrence method. So find nth occurrence of the string from n plus 1, as long as that's not equal to -1. I'm going to go ahead and increment n. So I'm going to keep checking for the string until it's not found, and I will know how many times that string appeared in our I will know where it is, the last item. So then I'm going to return find nth occurrence, the string str, and n. And that's it.